What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nightreign walkthrough. So today we're going to be continuing Wylder's Remembrance. And to do that, we're going to have to do an expedition. So first things first, we will go back to his journal. And we should have new pages unlocked. So I think last time we ended at page 6 of 7. Quick recap, we found out that the Duchess / Priestess and the Wylder are twins, and we found out that the Duchess and / Priestess is actually tied to the Round Table Hold. So she mentioned that once they are successful in their endeavor to kill the Night Lord, that the Round Table Hold will disappear, and therefore so shall she, because she mentioned that that it would be goodbye once they fulfill their mission. So very interesting. So let's continue on with chapter 6. The Wylder had the same dream time and time again. A long night persists, driving his clansfolk to madness. After a horrific battle, all that remains upon Windwheel Knoll is a sea of gravestones. After the deaths of cousin Farhad, little Sheeran, and his own father, the clan's chieftain, the Wylder discovers that only he remains, and now only he can avenge his clan. Only he can bring an end to the night, but even if he can, once we're done, it'll be goodbye. That was a quote from the Duchess. Even if the night were extinguished, the twin horses will never gallop beside one another again. Again, reinforcing that kind of once the quest is successful to vanquish the Night Lord, then so will the Duchess kind of disappear with the Round Table Hold that she is attached to. Holding his great sword, the Wylder drifted off to sleep. Out of nowhere, he heard the rustle of cloth, then the clink of something being placed on the table. The Wylder awoke and slowly sat up. So we're going to begin with the Remembrance and carry on with the quest. All right, so we have a item of interest here. We're going to read it. The note attached to the key reads, "Take this, warrior. I apologize for mine intrusion." So we get the Virtuous Thief's Key. Small key featuring fine ornamentation. And then with this, you got to go down to the crypt. Ways of cutting point to the deep woods. Bestow branches to those who are worthy and wise. To atone for the first sin, we elect to become the foundation. The ways of cutting point to one will know. Bestow branches to those who wander and roam. And then here is a treasure chest that we can open with the key. We get the torn out paper scrap, a scrap of paper detailing the new night. So now we need to talk advance the quest here to the Recluse.
Does the idea of leaving the priestess behind trouble thee? What a tender soul thou art. In that case, I have knowledge I would relay. Seek thee a tear of silver, but the road will be one of hardship. All the same, I wish thee good fortune, for the fortitude required is a rare thing indeed. Seek thee good fortune.
She tells us to seek a tier of silver, which is going to require an expedition. She also asked if we were going to be sad that eventually we will be separated from our twin. Gotta talk to the Iron Menial again.
Well, I shall expound upon the matter. I've heard stories of the Eternal City. Some postulate that the tears are the essence of life itself. If that is what you seek, then you might wish to pay a visit to Noclatio, the Shrouded City, a place that was once part of a greater whole.
Okay, so we get a personal objective added to our journal. You can see we need to find a silver tier in Limveld. So that we have to do an expedition. Before we go off, let's check our relics real quick that I have equipped. So I have this was the relic that I purchased from the jar merchant, and I'm using the Wylder's chalice here. And so we purchased this from the jar merchant. This was the relic that we got from beating the first Night Lord, Tricephalos. Coats your starting armament in fire damage. And then this is, I think, a random one that I picked up, but it has the standard attacks, enhanced fiery follow-ups when using character skill. Since it has a skill-based attribute, I went ahead and equipped it, even though it is a RNG type one. If you have a yellow one with this on it, I would suggest equipping it. If not, it's not a big deal. I would prioritize this one. Starting armament deals fire damage over this one. And then obviously this one is one that you guarantee can purchase from the shop. This one spreads fire in the area when you do your ult attack. And this is actually very good because we're going to be fighting Caligo. That's the Night Lord I'm going to choose for this expedition because I want to see if we can get Dancer as our Night 2 boss. We have not yet fought Dancer, and I want to see if we can get an expedition where we fight Dancer. So just to showcase that fight. All right, so you'll notice that we have our objective is in progress, and we are in the shifting earth with the city in the bottom. And that is because our objective for this is inside of the city. We need to get a larval tier, and that is where the larval tier happens to be located. I'm not going to be doing the shifting earth objective in this because it is a bit tricky to do, especially if you're low on time. And since we're doing the other objective first, I don't want to also include the shifting earth objective with that, just because it can be, as I said, a little bit tricky with timing, because it once the circle starts to close in, then you're basically out of time already, because the circle closing in happens to overlap with the boss that you need to fight to fulfill the shifting earth objective. So I'm going to go ahead and do this church here. So I'll do the shifting earth objective on a different episode. I'm not going to fight Red Wolf right now. I'm only level 2. That is not a good idea. Oh my gosh, he's like on me though. That was a good dodge. I was completely blind, but it worked. I'll take Exalted Flesh and for a foul foot. I'll go here, look for a Stone Sword key. So you also have Libra on this map. Whoops, I fell too far. So on this map, we can get Augur Invasion. You can also get Libra Invasion, but I don't... Just because Libra's on the map doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get the invasion. I'll go ahead and go to this church, and then we'll do the... Actually, we should do the Everjail first, since it's kind of on the edge of the map there. And make sure that we can do it before the circle starts to close in. Will this get me over there? No, it will not. That is tragic. Ugh, that sucks. Oh, the Everjail's right here. Oh well. Glad I didn't get all the way up then. Thought it was up on the cliff. But it is in fact not. Alright. Let's see. Just for some extra damage, I'm going to go ahead and use the Exalted Flesh there. Want to get my ult if I can. He's got a blind spot like right underneath him. That sucks. Once I have my ult, I'm going to use it because, again, it's going to put that fire underneath the area, so it's going to cause like a lingering effect, which will be really good for us. Doing this at level 2 is kind of risky, but we'll be all right, hopefully. Right, once that art is effective, I'm going to be using it. There it is. Oh, and I got crushed instead. That was awesome. Fully charge. See that fire there? It's doing a little bit of damage to him over time, which is nice. We're gonna get a ton of runes for doing this too. As long as I survive. Oh, I got my cheat death. And that blind spot. Dadgummit, that blind spot sucks. There we go. Okay, I'll take the runes. Up to level 5 already. Very nice. So see, there's our objective down in the city. We're going to do that on day 2. And we're going to take the Spirit Spring up and then get this church, which is inside the circle, as it turns out. There's a dragon. I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, well, I mean, probably better than other options we have. It just depends. I don't have a better weapon yet. Might do this cave. I'm going to be sticking with my starter weapon most likely because it deals fire damage. I'll go on and do the cave. Get my upgrades. Which would be... Where's the entrance? Over here. You'd think I just know by now, but... Might fight that dragon. I don't know. At least weaken it quite a bit before... And then finish it. No, yeah, I could probably finish it up. Beginning of day 2 if I need to. So notice, this is our first expedition on the Nakalteo, or whatever the name of the city is, map. Now notice there's no castle on this version of the map. This is the only version of the map that does not have a castle on it. City is quite large, and it gobbles up a large chunk of the map there. Alright, I guess we'll see how this goes. I got an ultimate. I'll go ahead and pop the Exalted Flesh for the extra damage. Then up with this, and then do an ult right away. Okay. There we go. Oh, come on. Give me the crit. Give me the crit. Dadgummit. Oh, well. Could have jumped there, perhaps. Dodge that wrong. Don't get iframes during that attack, unfortunately. Got my cheat death there. And a real death. We'll see if we can close this out before the end of the day. If so, we're going to get a ton of runes for it. Ooh, another swipe. How is that hitting me? Thought I dodged it at the right time. A cheat death there. Tails. Oh, that was a head swipe. Get a stun there? I sure did. We get the stagger, or get the crit this time if I can get over there. There we go. Barely got there. I'm gonna use the ult again if I get another one. There we go. Got the dodge that time. Almost got the ult. Come on. There it is. Use it at his feet. Just got him. There it is. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Improves attack power when two-handing. Actually, I like that. It does bleed. Up to level 7. I have another stone sword key, so I can't really do another Everjail. Don't really have any interest in the merchant. There's usually, I think, a hippo down here in the when the city's active. We are approaching the edge of the circle, so yeah, there's the hippo. I think I don't know if we're gonna have time to kill it. Yeah, he's right there on the edge, which really sucks. I'm getting back in. The problem is do we have enough time to kill him before the circle starts to close in? Get out of there. Helps to hit him. It does really help to hit him. Yeah, there we go. That bleed damage in. Very nice. I don't know what the skill is here. We're just gonna use our ones. Taking a couple chomps. Gotta heal up here. There we go. That bleed. Oh yes, that was good. None of those really appeal to me. Right when the circle's closing in, and usually in the city, like, you're gonna have, unfortunately, a first boss that is about as far away from this city as possible. So you got to traverse a decent bit of ground to even get to the city, which again adds to the challenge of fulfilling the objective in the city, which again we're not doing in this episode. But we will do, I think in the next episode, I'll do the city shifting earth objective to get that trophy, and that'll also give us the trophy for fulfilling all of these shifting earth objectives because the city's our last one. I'm just gonna be killing some stuff as we go. I do need to level up my weapon. There is a merchant in the city which we can use. Okay, that's awesome. I hate these guys. At least want to take out this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I suck so bad that I can't freaking... Oh well. I hit up a grace, level up, and get my health back. Alright, level 8 for night 1. That is not bad at all, guys. Despite that atrocious performance at the enemy camp there. Oh well. Let's see, is there... Yeah, we're not gonna have time for that. Let's take these guys out. Come on. I want to see what the skill is. Okay. Help with a strong attack. Okay, that can be good. So to get to the city, we are going to be using this spirit bird. Getting a few extra runes here. You're gonna get away. Let's see what we got here. Physical damage negation. Yes. I will take it. Gotta burn a flask for the privilege, but nightshades. I hate nightshades. You know, this would be a good opportunity to, you know, use that skill that I have on this weapon. Okay, range not as good as I thought it would be. Bro. Totally. Okay, I should just use my ult on this guy because I'm not going to die to him. Okay, and he is just casually ignoring everything I'm doing. That's awesome. Bro. I don't have a Winding Grace, which is also bad. This is not even the boss. This is just horrible. I'm sorry. This is just really bad. Eventually the boss is just going to show up. There we go. Could have grappled him. Spiders. Thrust is not good on enemies near the ground, I guess, unless you jump attack them. There we go. All right, we got the Duke's Deer Freya. Comes with a bunch of ads, unfortunately. No, I should grapple to him. Doing good damage though. If I hit him in the face, that is. I think that's going to be the strat here, is to grapple. Maybe not. Because I don't have a whole lot of room for air here. So I can't take a bunch of hits. Oh, he started on that side. All right, dodge through. Very nice. Oh, come on. Cut it out. Cut it out! Want to use my last heal there. Oh my gosh. Once I get my ult, I'm going to use it on him. Ah, the sludge. Did you cut that out, dude? Oh my gosh. All right, my ult is available, so I'm going to use it. Make sure not to die here. Every time I go in, he moves up and I can't hit him. I don't know why that didn't hurt him. That was good. And while he's lasering on one side, the other side is basically open for hits if you are accurate. There we go. Got the first head off. I am entangled, unfortunately. Once the webs come off, going for the kill. Oh, he's doing his laser again. Maybe I can build up my ult with this. Just killing the spiders and then ult him. Oh, dadgummit, come on. Alright, there it is. Oh, his head's not there though. It's not gonna hurt him. Oh, jeez. I need to not die. All right, very difficult to get around to the side that actually has his head. Come on. There it is. Not an ideal fight, but a win's a win. All right, guard counters activate summoning attack. These are all pretty garbage. Oh well. So now we got to get down to the city for our objective. As I said, we're going to do that by way of Spirit Bird. That's going to be a Loretta. I think that's going to be a dragon. And then that is a dragonkin. And then the boss to actually fulfill the obligation of, or to fulfill the requirement of the shifting earth is right there. It's in Estelle. And you can see when once the circle starts to close in, it's going to close in here first. And you don't have much time to fight, especially if you're struggling like I often do with that boss. So. All right, so we're going to go straight to the city. See, there's a couple merchants marked on the map. There's one right inside the city. I'm actually going to hit that one up real quick just to upgrade my starter weapon that has the fire on it, which we're going to be using at least for the final Night Lord. Might use it for the Night 2 boss. Hopefully we get Dancer. Because as I said, I want to show the Dancer. Very cool Dark Souls 3 boss. Pretty nice that they included it in this game as well. So the city, when you get there, you notice that it's a split path. You can go left or right. For our objective, we actually have to go left, but the merchant's going to be to the right. So we're going to go hit up the merchant first, upgrade our weapon, and get a Winding Grace. It's going to be right over here. Right when you get inside. So I got to, let's see, we'll buy the Winding Grace, buy the Smithing Stone, level that up to purple. Now, as I said, for the objective, we actually have to go to the other side for our character-based objective. And so you go to the left, then you got to go all the way to the left. You're going to drop down into these sewers. You're going to have a baby Estelle firing these rocks at you, which is impolite. But if you go this way, you can drop down, get out of the way. Then you're greeted with some basilisks. Just run away, turn to the left here, go through this tunnel. For these guys, more basilisks, turn to the right, and then there's gonna be a spirit spring. I'm gonna take this up. Going to get us to a site of grace. You see, we're very close to our objective now. And as you can imagine, there are several bosses in this area, as there are with other shifting earths, including the final boss, which, as I mentioned, is in Estelle. And over here is our objective. So we got a giant mimic troll that spawns in. We got to kill it first. Do charged heavies to the legs. Knock it over. He doesn't have a head, so you can't do a traditional riposte as you would typically do on a troll. But nonetheless, you can still do a bunch of damage. Almost got our ult, so I'm going to do that next. There it is. Fully charged. I'm going to leave the fire AoE underneath for extra damage, which is good. See all that damage? That's why I like having this relic equipped. Especially good for the boss because the boss is weak to fire. Or the night boss, I should say, is weak to fire. All right, enemy felled. So now we can pick up our silver tier, which is exactly what we came here for. And here is actually something interesting. If you climb up here, you can duplicate a weapon at this coffin. You can replicate an armament. It's guaranteed every time you go into the city on this side. You can do that. As I said, there are other bosses here, so we might as well take some of them out. Let's see. Where should I go? Not here. That's a dead end. There is a place where we can loop around. This is the first... Here we go. Black Knight Assassin. Tanking some hits. Get reset here. Fortunately, my grapple ability works very well with the flame sword. We got some other people who want to join the party here. Push that attack. Oh, jeez. That was bad. Got all these other enemies here that are trying to join the fight, and that's not ideal. All right, let's go back down here. Oh, there's the knight. All right. I'll do Flask Restoration once I can actually use the power-up. Okay, I'm gonna get my heals back and level up. And let's see. Go back to where we came from. There is another boss. No, this is actually okay. This way up there is where you fight Estelle. And as I said, we're not going to fight Estelle in this video. And this guy doesn't technically count as a boss. See how he has that glowing weapon there? He will give you a drop if you kill him. See, he does Death Blight with that weapon, so be careful. Oh, keep on whiffing. There we go. Make sure you don't get that Death Blight. Go. So he does give you a drop. Physical attack power, pretty good. Again, straight up there is where you fight Estelle. And then from here, you can drop down and there's a dragonkin fight. So we're not going to, as I said, in this episode, we're not going to fight Estelle. I'm going to save that for another episode where we don't have a side objective. The reason why I didn't want to do it in this episode is because we have our secondary objective for the Wylder's Remembrance. I didn't want to have two objectives in this. Just keep it kind of simple and streamlined where we're just focusing on the one thing as opposed to multiple things. And this boss is guaranteed to be here every time you do the city, so. Oh, big AoE with that. I thought I rolled it, but. One more of these should get him. Or he'll crush me in the middle of it. That's fine, too. Got him. There we go. I get a hefty chunk of runes from that as well. Ooh, I like this. Also, I'm going to stick with the fire weapon. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to stick with the fire weapon. If I weren't worried about the fire affinity that I have on this, I would definitely take that Gargoyle's blade. So let's see, we can go up there. I don't think there's a way back up from here. We'll just drop down. I'm trying to get back over to the side, but this is basically where you start. You see these little things, it'll give you a little buff. Go ahead and take the scarab here. What is that? Spell casting speed. This is back to the beginning. This is where you would exit the city if you wanted to. So, we, you know, we're basically done here with what I wanted to show. So there's also... Not there! Don't jump there. Trying to get down to the moat. I thought that was the moat, but that is indeed not the moat. Getting my runes back now. Wherever they are. Trying to go down here. We have enough time with the night closing in. Then the circle is going to be right here. Pretty much where we're standing right now. See if you can take this dragon out. That would be ideal. This is a Loretta. Always, I think. If not always, then usually. Our level back. Fortunately, we are at the edge of these circles, so... Yep, here we are. The circle's closing in already, so I doubt we're gonna have enough time to finish this. Let's see. Good switches this, try to get some bleeds. Oh, we might could pull this off. Get a bleed, that would really help. There it is. Yes, we got him. Nice. All right. Improved charge attacks, I guess. Not bad. Does not give us enough for an extra level, unfortunately, but oh well. At this point, I might as well just go back inside the city and just kill whatever I can find. Okay, come on, guys. That gives me enough for a level. Unfortunately, the graces are all far away. I got this one from the hippo, so I'm going to get this level real quick. All right, level 13. I don't think there was a township on this map. I don't think... Yeah. All right, so we got the one Winding Grace. Again, I'm hoping for Dancer, which is why I did the Fissure in the Fog expedition in the first place. Oh, there's really not going to be much time to do anything in here now anyways, because I wasted time going to that grace, but oh well. Don't really do much here with whatever. Get this item. A little bit of storm damage, not too much, we'll be fine. And we'll see what boss we get. We did fulfill our objective. We got the larval tier. So even if we lose here, we still have everything we need. Hopefully we don't lose, but if we do, it's not the end of the world by any stretch. And we have, I think this is Dancer. I think. Really tanky. Got my ult back. I'm going to save it for the boss, which I think is Dancer. Dancer has 2 phases. About half health, she pulls out extra swords and does insane combos. I'm going to save my ult for that, actually. I should have backed away. So yeah, I'm going to save my ult for her second phase. I think it's Dancer. And it is! So the best way to go about fighting her is wait for her to attack and then punish. Like, her punish windows are pretty insane. If you can dodge her attacks, and the second phase that I mentioned, she has ridiculous combos. So you want to dodge her entire combo and then go in and punish. That's going to be the best way to go about this fight. So bait an attack, let her finish, then punish. Whoops, got hit there. And, ooh, that had a trail. We get into second phase any minute here. Slapping me. All right, second phase, here we go. And her combos get ridiculous here. Like, watch these combos. Same thing in the Dark Souls 3 fight. Ridiculous combos. Go ahead and ult here. Fully charge. She'll take damage from the fire. Very cool fight. Like, really visually stunning. Alright, that's my free res. Winding Grace is still intact. I'm a huge fan of this fight. Unless I have to use my Winding Grace, then I'm not a fan of it anymore. Let her finish her combos. And then punish. There we go. And that is the Dancer. One of my favorite bosses in Dark Souls 3, actually. Ooh, giant glint blades. That is easy. Easy choice. We have enough for level 14, but the question is, do we have enough for level 14 and a Winding Grace? I'm going to see if there's something quick that I can pick up here. Yep, we're good. We have a Grace right here, a couple enemies. Take them out. Not like super egregious night cheesing, but oh my gosh. Trying to get that heal, but unfortunately was too slow. We'll go back and get them. We need those runes. In fact, I'm going to heal before I even attack. There we go. Do this. Oh, that killed him. Take out these guys. We'll call it a day. Yeah, giant glint blades. Easily one of the best power-ups you can get. And that should definitely be enough for a Winding Grace and level 14. Super glad we got the Dancer. That was very good. All right, Winding Grace is first priority. We got 2. And we got the 14. Very nice. Probably would not have got it had we not killed those couple enemies. All right, so this is going to be Caligo. We fought her before. Again, if we lose, not the end of the world here, but it'll of course be better if we win. Very cinematic fight. I'm a huge fan of it. Just trying to get that fire debuff going. Avoid the crystals and the breath. Okay. Oh, how's that for a stun? And then we got the ult charged up as well. Just gonna go move in. Got the fire debuff on, and we're gonna ult, which is gonna stun her into the fire that she's weak to. It's completely abusing her right now. Taking some frost, I don't care. This is probably the best music in the game, by the way. Oh, it's such a great soundtrack. Incredibly amazing soundtrack. Another stun. And then the glint blade spawn in. This is just perfection. Just kind of stalling right now, but that's fine. Hasn't done her flyaway attack yet. Oh. Nope, still not doing it. That's actually shocking because normally she'll fly up, frostbite again, she'll fly away and do like the ice circle thing, but she's not going to get to because she's dead. So. That was a pretty solid fight. And that was without the dragon power-ups from the mountaintop shifting earth. Nice little pose there with the glint blades. All right. Well, we came, we saw, we conquered. And we got our larval tier, which is, or a silver tier, which is the entire point of us doing this now. So let us go back to the round table hold. Now we got to talk to our friend again. Give him the update. We were successful.
I see you have procured your prize. Excellent. I would do anything if it means we might save her. Blame me for putting you in this position if you will, but I leave her fate in your hands.
All right, Remembrance completed. So just so you know, this doesn't really impact the outcome of the game in any meaningful way, except for there is a special ending that you can get with Wylder if you have the silver tier equipped while you beat the final Night Lord. So I'm going to do the normal ending first, and then after that I'll show you the alternate endings that you can get as well. We got the Remembrance outfit for the Wylder for completing his Remembrance, and we got the silver tier, which you can equip as a relic. So this art gauge is greatly filled when ability is activated and improves the charging speed of the art gauge, which is very good, and gives him some extra arcane for good measure. So again, if you equip this and beat the final boss, you'll get a Wylder specific ending. If you beat him without this or with any other character, then you will get the normal ending. And of course, as I said, we're going to do the normal ending first as part of this walkthrough. And so we have the final chapter. The silver tier he grasps gently throbbed. The Wylder discovered a familiar brooch by his belongings. In his tribe, when one warrior gives such a gift to another, it was a promise to ever fight side by side, whether separated by land or sea. Did his young sister remember such customs? He pinned the brooch to his coat, as was their practice, and gently placed his hand upon it. Once we're done, it'll be goodbye. He knew the twin horses would never run free again, as once they did side by side, but perhaps just one could gallop onwards. I mentioned a brooch. That's talking about is you go, he has a new outfit now. And literally the only difference is the brooch you see there kind of right below his neckline. It's on this version of the outfit, but not this version of the outfit. That is literally the only difference. Okay, so that is going to do it for now. We completed the Wylder's Remembrance except for his special ending, which we're going to do after we beat the game. And other than that, it was a very successful expedition. We got Dancer, which is very cool. I wanted to show off Dancer. And we got our objective complete, and we beat the Night Lord to boot. So all of that, very, very good. And we'll wrap this one up here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Until then, take care, everybody.